now, you're tuned into RBLR, the home of Tampa Bay's Reveler Sports.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to your RBLR Rays podcast. I'm Ben here, and with me is Zach. How's it going, Zach?
Oh, it's going pretty good, bud. How are you, man?
Pretty good. I just made some pancakes, good stuff, so I'm feeling pretty full. We got our Rays season award show today. We're going to recap the season by going over some awards that we made up and decided to give to some players on the team. We've got a bunch of them, and we also didn't tell each other the awards we were giving them, so this will be pretty interesting to see what we came up with, I guess. So I guess we'll just get right into it. There was really no news this week, so other than the Red Sox getting knocked out, which is pretty cool. So
let's not forget about the Red Sox.
Yeah, we got to mention that. So they're going to be eating some popcorn at home on their couches, watching the rest of the playoffs. But so are we. So I guess, we still got to make fun of them though.
All is fair, but we're still going to pick on the Red Sox.
Absolutely. So we'll get into our season awards here. We've got a bunch of different guys. Then we also had some awards for guys that we didn't match up with. So I have some players I gave awards to, and Zach has some players that he gave awards to. But we're going to start off with the players that we have in common. And our first player we're going to talk about is Randy Arozarena. What award did you give to Randy, Zach?
Okay, so for the Randy Arozarena, I don't want to just call him Randy because he's a god. And for that, I gave him the Superman Award. Basically, what that is, to me, is just the team MVP, but just a cooler way to say it because, MVP, who really wants that? Basically,
that makes sense.
there was nothing he didn't do for us this season. He played great defense, 2020 season, just everything about Arozarena leads to not only him winning Rookie of the Year, but also gracefully getting my Superman Award.
Nice. I like that one. I gave him kind of a similar award, but it's a little bit more specific to something that he did in the postseason. So we know that he stole home, so I give him, I couldn't think of a creative name for this one, but it's most likely to steal first base. So if he was somehow able to find a way that he could steal first, he would. So he just has that in him where he's going to, take the risks. He's going to, do whatever's required of him in the moment, and he's pretty good at succeeding in that. We've seen it in his postseason performances. So, Randy, if you're listening, congratulations. You got some awards here to come pick up from our digital studio, so you can drive on down. Next, we've got Wander Franco. So, what award did you give to Wander, Zach?
Okay, so this one is kind of unoriginal. And I don't feel bad about it at all because his name just gives it to you. But I gave him the Wander Boy Award.
Nice.
Basically, he came in and was everything that he was cracked up to be. He started off kind of slow, but once he picked up exactly what we thought he was going to pick up, he had that streak and just he did everything, including in the playoffs, everything we needed for him to do to make us successful. We just couldn't back him up.
That's true. Yeah, he's gonna be big next year. I'm excited to see what he does in a full season. So
yeah, full season up at the MLB level. I think that he's gonna be in the running for potentially American League MVP.
I think so, and I don't think he's gonna keep his rookie status. So he just has to go for MVP instead of Rookie of the Year, I guess, next year.
Exactly.
So I think he can pull it off though. He's pretty special.
If anyone could, it would be him.
Oh yeah, definitely. He does it all, and he definitely is ready for major league pitching now. He struggled a little bit, but that was kind of expected, and now he's just he's ready. So my award, it's kind of a tandem award that I don't want to give an award to a player on another team, but I kind of have to in this circumstance. So I gave Wander Franco and Chris Sale the best father-son duo award, with Wander being the father and Chris Sale being the son. Wander Franco has a 2143 career OPS against Chris Sale, which is double the career OPS that Mike Trout has. So it's he's two Mike Trouts whenever he faces Chris Sale. It's a small sample size with 7 at bats, but he's 5 for 7 with a triple and a home run. So Wander, you get the number one dad award in combination with the best father-son duo there with Chris Sale. So Congratulations.
I like
If you're able to drive, come down to our studio here. We'll get it to you.
He is young. He might not be able to.
I know. I'm like, does he have a license? He probably does.
He's got to.
Yeah. I mean, I'd drive him around if he wanted me to, but
It probably pays
whatever.
good.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, he's still on a rookie deal, so if you become the driver now, like 3 years down the line, it's gonna pay off. So, next we've got is Ryan Yarbrough. So, what award did you give to Mr. Yarbrough?
Okay. Yarbrough, this is the first one of only a couple, but that is not a very solid award. So Yarbrough got the Thank God I Have a Good Offense to Get My Back award. So somehow
sense.
still went 9-7, had a winning record with the highest ERA on the team for our starters anyway, with a 5.11. For me, it was more of a somehow every time it seemed like he pitched, at least for as long as I've been on the show, every time that he pitched, it was a high-scoring game, and Tampa was coming from behind to pull him out of it.
Right.
So he gets the Thank God I Have a Good Offense behind my back.
Nice. Did you say you had 2 awards for him, or just?
No, Yarbrough only has 1.
Okay. Because I was gonna say like I could go and then you could do the other one, but all right, we'll just get into the one I have for Yarbrough. So that is the Dos Equis Award. So it's that beer company, Dos Equis, because he's really interesting. Like he decided to just completely like almost become a sidearm pitcher like halfway through the season. So I think he's like the most interesting man on the team. Kind of like, why would you do that in the middle of like a playoff race? But hey, it worked in some capacity. Other times it didn't. So I'm really interested to see what he does next season. So I gave him the Dos Equis Award. It's kind of a positive award, but it's not it's not a father-son duo award, so it's not like the nicest award I have, but it's still interesting. I'm just excited to see where he goes. Maybe he throws underhand next year. I don't know.
Hey, if it works, I'll take it.
Yeah. Or he just switches arm angles every pitch. I don't know. He's got a lot of options going forward, so I'm excited to see what he does there. Next, we've got Tyler Glasnow. So what award did you give to Tyler?
Tyler Glasnow gets the What Could Have Been award.
Yeah.
Wow. It seems like every season, the last couple seasons anyway, we're saying, what if Glasnow was healthy? What if Glasnow was in the rotation? So for me, I'm giving him that award because I think that had he been in the rotation for us, especially in the playoffs, and even in the regular season, we probably would have won more than 100 games. And with Glasnow leading our playoff rotation, I have a feeling that we would have went up 2-0 to start the series against Boston. So he's getting...
Yeah, he dominates every time he's out there. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he can't stay healthy. So I was thinking about giving him an award based off like being injury prone, but I didn't really want to pick fun at him getting hurt because
Right.
it's his career. So I didn't want to necessarily do that. So I'm just gonna go with the What Could Have Been award.
Okay, that sounds fair. Yeah, I guess like giving him like the Glass Bones Award wouldn't have been too good, even though it would have worked well with his name. But
Would work great, yeah.
It's fine. I didn't give him that award. I gave him a little bit of a more positive award here. I gave him the Kevin Kiramire Award for being the most handsome guy on the team. So it used to be Kevin Kiramire. Now I'm thinking it's Tyler Glasnow. So he's got the hair. He's like, 6'2", 6'3", good bone structure. So congratulations, Tyler Glasnow, on your Kevin Kiramire Most Handsome Player on the Team award. Too bad you were injured, but yeah.
That's another good one. I almost had a Most Good-Looking Guy on the Team award, and I was like, if Ben doesn't have a Most Good-Looking Guy award, then I'm going to look kind of funny.
No, you're good. I think, I mean, who would you have given it to, I guess, is the question.
I probably would have given it to Kiramire.
Okay, I think that would be good, because I named
My
the award
ex-wife
after him,
loved
because,
him.
Okay. Nice. All right, so we've got a couple players we've gone through. Randy, Wander, Yarbrough, Glasnow. Next up, we've got Kevin Kiramire. So this is a player I'm actually going to give an award to and not just name an award after him. Do you want to go first with KK?
I can go first with KK, because KK actually has 2 awards for me.
Okay, nice.
So I will go with the first one. I'm giving him the Comeback Kid Award. and it is based off just this season. Who in the beginning of the season we were, at least me and I know other people that are Rays fans were talking about, why do we have him on the team still? Let's get rid of him. Like, he's not. Well, we should have traded him at the trade deadline. Blah blah blah. And then this man came back the second half of the season and was on a tear, and including the playoffs, one of the best playoff performances in a long time that I've seen, especially from him. So I gave him the Comeback Kid Award because of basically fighting through the adversity of the things he was seeing online. Because I know I saw stuff online, so I can imagine he did, about him being traded and just not performing, and for him to come back and perform the way he did, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah, he really turned it around, and he's pretty active on Twitter, so I'm sure he's seeing a lot of the stuff that the people say. But I was one of the guys who wanted him, traded, because I felt like he was expendable with Brett Phillips and Margot, like, platooning in center field. But he really showed out the second half of the season, and in the playoffs he was pretty solid. So
yeah.
So you said you had 2 awards for him?
Yes. So my other award for him it's a 2-parter. And it is the Tortoise and the Hare Award.
Okay.
So, the fastest guy on the team in feet per second was Kevin Kiramire, with a 29.2 feet per second. He was also the 3rd fastest 31-year-old in all of the MLB, this season anyway.
Wow.
So, my second part of that, I'll just throw it out there, was Nelson Cruz. He was the Hare.
Okay.
So he was the slowest on the team, tied for slowest with Mike Zunino, actually, at 26 feet per second. But don't let that fool you, because he is the fastest 41-year-old of the season.
Wow.
So
nice. I like the research there. Very, very cool.
So that one was just kind of a little extra one thrown in there, but so Tortoise and the Hare, he obviously gets he gets the Hare. I just said that. Nelson Cruz gets the Hare. So Kiramire gets the Hare Award and the Comeback Kid Award for me.
Nice. Congratulations, KK. I didn't give him a very positive award here. I mean, it's not really his fault. It's kind of Hunter Renfroe's, but I gave KK the worst ground rule double of all time award. It just came at the worst time. You never don't want to see a ground rule double, especially when a player is batting for your team. But I didn't like that ground rule double, to be honest with you. I feel like it was not the right move. So sorry, KK. I mean, it's good for his his OPS. It's good for maybe arbitration in the future to hit doubles, but that is the worst ground rule double, definitely in Rays history and maybe in baseball history. So.
Yeah, and it's fresh in the memory, so it's
still there. It was a little too fresh, unfortunately. So at least he got a couple of awards, though. That's good for him.
Yeah.
Next
3.
we've got. So was this for Josh Lowe or Brandon Lau for this one? Because I did Brandon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So with Brandon Lau here, what award did you give him?
This is my only other bad one out of this list that we have here right now. So, Mr. Brandon Lau, I would like to put out there that I do love you, one of my favorite players on the team, but he's getting the Mr. Nottober Award.
Yep.
Due to his inability to play in the postseason, apparently. Over the last 2 playoff series, the last 2 playoff runs, he has gone 9 for 94 at the plate. This season he was 0 for 18, and if my math is correct, the last 2 seasons that gives him a .096 batting average, and that's rounding up. So he's just has not been able to perform to the level that he does in the regular season when he gets into the playoffs, and it's kind of disappointing because he's always such a big part of our team in the regular season, and obviously we could use all the help we could get in the playoffs, and he's just not pulling through for us.
Yeah, that's pretty true, unfortunately. He had a really great regular season, though, so I love that. But, yeah, I feel like he should probably just try to hit more home runs or something in the playoffs instead of striking out. I think that...
anything at this point.
If I was a hitting coach, I would probably just tell him to hit the ball harder. But, it is what it is, I guess. Maybe he'll try that next time. So yeah, my award for him wasn't really too positive either. It's not too bad though. But I just have Brandon Lau as the most likely to get an exorcism in the off season. He needs some. He's fine. He was fine regular season. He got a little cold in the playoffs, but he tends to do that in October. So either he needs to get like an exorcism, or I was thinking of like something about needing to get like a jacket so he can stay warm or stay hot instead of getting cold. But I like the exorcism stance on this one. So yeah, definitely look up. I don't know, maybe do like a tarot card thing or something. I don't know, just do something. So
At
maybe
this point,
get
we'll take anything.
Yeah.
Literally
I think
anything.
exorcism would be nice. So Brandon Lau, just go take care of it. And his award kind of pairs with the next award that I want to give. So I'm going to jump into the next player, and I'll do mine first for this one because it goes with Brandon Lau's. So I gave Brandon Lau the most likely to get an exorcism. And then the next award I'm giving is Shane Mcclanahan. I'm giving him the least likely to get an exorcism in the offseason because I feel like what he did to that chair in Boston when he got pulled from the game was enough to exorcise any demons he might have had. So I think he's really going to win the Cy Young next year, Shane Mcclanahan. So I feel confident about that. So he's the least likely player on the team to get an exorcism this month or next month.
I mean that seems fair. Seems accurate.
Yeah, he definitely took it out on that chair. He's ready to go.
So mine for Shane Mcclanahan was not that exciting. Mine was just the Where Did He Come From award.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he last season played single A and double A, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he made it up to triple A or not. I don't think that he did. And the season before that, he wasn't. He was just in the lowest league. I don't know what it's called. I know that's probably bad for me to be a podcast host and not know
You're
that.
good.
But so basically came out of nowhere to be the best pitcher on the Tampa Bay Rays this year, and in my opinion, probably for years to come. But for me, he gets the Where Did He Come From award because of just that factor of the unknown. Like, for him to come out and throw the way he did and not be on the radar of most of us anyway.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. He was like a competitive balance round, like first round pick or something like that. So like he was a high pick, but he was like, had Tommy John in college, and the Rays have so many other pitching prospects that are high profile. So he did kind of fly under the radar a bit, but it's great that he literally was the best starter on the team last year. So good for him, and thank you, Alex Cobb, for getting us that competitive balance round pick, because without Alex Cobb walking away, the Rays wouldn't have been able to take Mcclanahan. So
so now there's your award, Alex Cobb. You got one too. There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna give him the. Yeah, oh man, I wish I would have given Mcclanahan the Alex Cobb award, but oh well.
Oh, see, looking back at it now,
I know we could have tied that in, but I've got some other old player names that I've tied into awards, so we'll get to those. Anyways, next we've got DJ Johnston. I know he pitched maybe 7 innings for the Rays this season, but he got some awards here. So what award did you give DJ Johnston?
Listen, 7 innings is plenty when you have a beard like that.
Oh man.
So DJ Johnston for me got the best beard on the team award. Pretty simple.
Yeah, that's.
But
it's a good award.
He wins it because that beard is magnificent.
It really is, which is why I also gave him the best beard award. So, DJ Johnston, that's 2 best beard awards for you. You can come down, grab your trophy. We'll get it.
And he might not even be just on the team. He might have the best beard in all of baseball.
Yeah, he's got a really good one. So I was thinking maybe Kittredge, but then I'm like, oh no, DJ Johnston, the guy who blew out his shoulder, he had a pretty good beard. So
yeah, he's
got a good curveball, good beard. Yeah. I hope he sticks around, because him and Luplo were a pretty good trade deadline haul for the Rays.
I agree. I agree for sure.
That was pretty cool. Wow, that's cool that we gave him the same award then.
He's a
all right.
Is it just a very easy award to come up with?
Yeah, it was. I was like, what's one more award I could give someone? And then that was what I thought of. So, okay, that makes sense. Next, we've got Mike Zunino here. So what award did you give to Mike?
Okay, so Zanino for me got I called it the Sweet Spot Award because 24.3% of the balls that he hit were barrel batted balls.
Yep.
Which is, I mean, I would imagine you know it, but if anyone doesn't know, barrels is a batted ball with the perfect combination of exit velocity and launch angle, and he led the team in barrel batted balls by a lot. I believe the next one was like 11% lower than him. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, so he got, basically that's just the most power hits, in my opinion, like the hardest hitting player on the team.
Yeah.
So I gave him the Sweet Spot Award.
That's a good award. I think he was like either first or second in the league in like barrels per plate appearance too. Like he was like up there with like Fernando Tatis and Shohei Ohtani. So Zunino can hit the ball. So I like that a lot. Yeah, he was definitely like probably like the most consistent power threat. Like he was hitting like 1 or 2 home runs a week since like April. So
yeah, I know, and I know that Lau had more home runs than him, but I got more excited when I saw Zunino come up to the plate than I did with Lau, especially towards the end of the season.
Right. I mean, like, you know, Zunino would hit like those 450, 460 foot home runs that were really cool, and like Brandon Lau got his too, but you know, I like Zunino's bat, and he had like a lot fewer plate appearances too, so. You know, I'm sure if he had the same amount of at-bats as Brandon Lau, he might, you know, get close to the same amount of home runs. But yeah, Zunino was awesome, which is why I gave him, I was going to call it like the team MVP award just because he did so much offensively, defensively, game calling, all that stuff. But I just called it the pitcher's best friend award. He was, you know, probably the best defensive catcher, depending on what metrics you look at, in the league this year. And his game calling was incredible. He worked so well with every single pitcher. And he was successful with every pitcher. You know, Mejia was solid, but Zunino was every single time, like, you could count on him to, you know, not allow like wild pitches or pass balls, whatever. And he would always back up the offense too. Like he was, you know, in the 8th or 9th spot most nights in the lineup, but he was a serious power threat down there. So Mike Zunino, I think he was the most valuable player on the team this season. So I'll give him the pitcher's best friend award for that.
I like that. I can agree with you. My MVP I had as Randy, but I could see where Zunino in consideration for that as well.
Yeah, I mean they're both, you know, contributing a lot in terms of WAR and all that stuff. So they're pretty good players, and yeah, I mean Zunino was a leader, and I feel like he's going to get into coaching, and I hope he, you know, stays with the Rays when he does that because he's got a lot of knowledge and skill to. With whoever he ends up coaching. So
yeah, exactly.
All right, we have a couple awards for some other players that we didn't match up on. So we've got guys that we each gave awards to. So I have a couple more. So I'll start with mine, and then I'll let you, and then we can like kind of go back and forth. Players.
Okay, yeah, I know. I got them. So you want to get your first 3 out of the way? We can do that, and then go back and forth.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So I've got Shane Boz as my first one here. I gave him the 2008 award for, you know, the biggest surprise on the team, because 2008 was it was a surprise. I feel like it was a long time coming because they had built up a lot of, like, you know, good talent in the minors and stuff, but 2008 was a pretty surprising season. So I'm giving Shane Boz the 2008 award for being the biggest surprise on the team. I didn't think he'd make the jump from AA to the majors and then, you know, stick around. I thought, like, okay, if he does, it's going to be for one start, kind of like as a reward for having such a great season. Ends up making the playoff roster too, so pretty big surprise to see him there. But it was a pleasant surprise. He's got a really bright future. So his stuff, he was very successful, and that fastball is really special. So Shane Ball's 2008 award for the biggest surprise on the team. I have another one I named after a former player here, and I'm giving it to Chris Archer. So Chris Archer is going to get the Pat Burrell Award for being I don't want to say it in like a negative way, but it is negative. But Chris Archer was the biggest disappointment in my opinion this season. So he's getting the Pat Burrell Award. He was, you know, it's not really his fault because of the injuries, but I had such high expectations for him coming back to the Rays, fixing his walk rate, up in the game playing with Kyle. And in his limited appearances, he looked solid, but he just couldn't overcome the injury troubles. And I think he ended up making something like $500 like per pitch this season because of his pretty big contract. So a lot of money for a small amount of innings, and a little disappointing. I hope maybe he re-signs, maybe not. Either way, this season was a bit of a disappointment. So Pat Burrell Award to Chris Archer. Another one I'll let you get through your three is Joey Wendell. So this is kind of similar to Archer's award, but in a more positive way because it is related to his money. So I gave Joey Wendell the Payday Award. He has made an estimated $3.8 million across 6 major league seasons throughout his career. He made $2.25 million in this season, so he almost tripled his pay. So arbitration was good to him last offseason, maybe even better this offseason because he's expected to make $4.5 million in 2022. So that's like more than he's made in 6 years. He made the All-Star team, great year. So Joey Wendell is due for a big payday. I don't know if that means he might get traded or whatever. I hope not. I like having his versatility on the roster, but biggest payday award is going to Joey Wendell. So congrats. He seems like a really good guy. So, good for him.
I like all the throwbacks you threw in there.
Yeah, thanks. I had to take a dig at Pat Burrell though because he was. I wanted him to be successful, but man, he was really disappointing.
He was not.
No, I had really high hopes, but yeah. So those are my first three there. I'll let you get into yours.
All right, my first one is going to the Michael Brasso, however you pronounce his last name. I'm giving the hint. I can't talk. I'm giving him the "It was fun while it lasted" award. Because last year he played such a big part on our team, and this year basically unheard of, or not heard from anyway. He didn't make the playoff roster. I think he had. I don't want to quote it because I don't know exactly how many at bats, but it was not a lot of at bats at all this season, and he didn't play very much in the field either. So, for him, he gets the "It was fun while it lasted" award because last year I really did think that he was going to be a big part of our team moving forward.
Right.
But not so much anymore. So that's my first award. And do you want to your next award?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, my next award is actually to Mike Brasso in a way, so that kind of.
Ooh, there we go.
So my next one is for Jordan Luplow, and I gave him the Mike Brasso Award for having the best postseason moment with his grand slam off Chris Sale. They still lost and the series, unfortunately, but that was a really cool moment to see him hit that grand slam on a pitch outside of the zone too, off of such a high profile pitcher. So Jordan Luplow gets the Mike Brasso Award for having the best postseason moment for me.
Yeah, not to mention he hit it right off of one of the best prospect in the game's son. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So Wander Franco probably wasn't too happy to see his son get shelled like that, but it's all parting up. You got to lose and
exactly
all that. So
you got to get beat down at some point.
Yeah. All right. What's your next one?
All right, for my next one, if I know you guys are coming back and listening more than once, which we love, and thank you for subscribing and everything. You guys know my obsession with Phillips. He's my favorite player on the Rays. I have a dog named after him now. He gets there's no way I could have gone a whole show without talking about him, basically is what I'm saying. So he's getting an award. I'm calling it the Raymond Award off of our mascot, Raymond. Basically, in my eyes, he kind of was the team guy. Every time anyone did something, he was the first one out of the dugout, always celebrating with them. He got in there, he did his thing, he hit 3 grand slams. Like he did his thing when he was on the field. But when he wasn't one of those players that just sat in the background. He still celebrated with everyone. He was always out talking to them, pumping them up. So for me, he gets the Raymond Award based off of just being a mascot for the team.
Nice. That's a good award. I like that. Yeah, he was. I mean, even on the postseason roster, like he wasn't playing, but he was still contributing. So, good for him.
Yeah, exactly. And that was kind of where it came from, because when he wasn't on the playoff roster for the Boston series, I was kind of hurt. Hurt. But once I saw that he was traveling with us and that he was on the travel roster, it was like, okay. So he's still going to be there doing what he does most of the time anyway.
Yeah, he's still like spiritually, emotionally on the roster, even if he's, literally left off. But,
exactly.
I like him. I hope he sticks around for a long time. So
me too. And
pretty
he's
good
a Tampa
stuff.
kid, so.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we like the hometown kids. So my next player I'm giving an award to here is Lewis Head. He's getting the Frequent Flyer Award. He was up and down, I think like 12 times between Durham and St. Pete or Tampa, whatever you want to call it. I hope he uses those airline miles to take a vacation this offseason. He deserves it. He's definitely doing like whatever the team needed him to do in whatever moment. I think he opened a couple times. I'm sure he was one of the guys with at least a save, and he pitched in a lot of deals. So, good for Lewis Head going from solar panel salesman to frequent flyer. So I really appreciate all of his contributions this season. He was a good, I think. I mean, I wasn't on the team, but I'm sure he's a good teammate.
Yeah, no, I agree. He was one of the other guys that got the Raymond Award because he felt like he did whatever he needed to for the team. Like you said, he definitely started a couple games. He was a reliever. He flew up and down, you said, 12 times?
Yeah, I think.
Anything that the team needed, he was there for. So he would have been the runner-up for the Raymond Award for me.
Yeah, no, he had a pretty good season, too. Like, he was doing all that and still being, like, moderately successful. So
yeah, exactly.
Pretty cool. All right, what is your next and final award?
All right, my final award. I already gave him one in the first part of the show, but Nelson Cruz is going to get his own award now. We are going to give him Master Splendor Award.
Nice.
Basically, he may not have had the craziest stats when he came over or when he got to Tampa, but I feel like the amount of knowledge and just help he gave to the young core of guys that we have was worth thing we traded for him. I think
Absolutely.
him and Wander, the connection that they had was amazing, and I think that's gonna pay off for us for years to come, not just this season. So even though we got him in the World Series, I think we still won that trade based off the fact that Wander Franco is now being mentored by one of the best power hitters of my time anyway.
No, definitely. Like his like knowledge that he's been able to pass down has been so valuable that it makes the trade worth it. Like, it would have been more worth it if they had won the World Series because that's, what he was acquired to do. But really beneficial to have him around guys like Wander Franco. I'm sure him and Vidal Brujan might have had a conversation or two. Randy, it's such an underrated part of the game is like that mentorship and that leadership in the class. So, we can't see it happening and we can't exactly measure it with numbers or anything, but we've seen, Wander Franco grow a lot. And I think acquiring Cruz definitely accelerated his development and some others. So, and I'm sure he was able to pass down some other, some more knowledge about like maybe season stuff, whatever. It can't be easy to get traded. So I'm sure he's been around between a couple teams throughout his career. So I'm sure he's got some information that to give to guys. So it's just probably a really good presence to have on the team. So it's a good award. I like that.
And let's knock on wood. There's still a chance
Yeah.
he comes back next season.
That's true. There is. So my final award here is going to Pete Fairbanks. I gave him the most likely to be mistaken for a serial killer award just because he really does look insane out there. And in the best possible way, I wouldn't really want to face any major league pitcher just because I know I would look stupid, but he throws hard and it just looks like he wants to kill everybody every time he's on the mound. So he's a really nice guy. He's really smart. He knows his stuff. He's definitely like a student of the game too, but just those eyes they're crazy. Like it's I'm sure it's very intimidating. So, congratulations, Fairbanks.
He may be in your running for needing an exorcism too at this point.
Yeah, he looks like he's fighting some demons out there, but
You're exactly right.
Whatever he's got inside of him is giving him like 7-8 inches of rise on that fastball, and that's pretty valuable. So maybe keep the demons and just deal with it as it comes, because he's got some good stuff in that arm. So pretty good awards though. I like these. These were awesome. This is a cool idea.
Yeah, no, this was. I thought it was gonna be a whole lot harder or a whole lot easier than it was, and I set both at home and in my work truck. Hopefully, no one from listening. Trying to. Well, I hope you guys are listening, because then that's more views. But still, but
Right.
I thought I was gonna come in here and have 20, 25 awards. I could be like, all right, we can knock some of these off. Yeah, I got stumped. Like, the first 3, I was like, yeah, these are not as good as I thought they were going to.
Yeah, no, they were difficult. I struggled, and that's why I have a couple that are like most likely to XYZ, because I can get a little creative with, but it was hard, but that was still fun though. I liked it. It was a good mental exercise.
Yeah, I agree 100%. A nice little way to recap. No, you're good.
Yeah.
It's a nice little way to recap, as opposed to just going over the season, which I'm sure might get kind of boring for some of the listeners. So this is a cool way to throw a new thing in there. Yeah,
I was gonna say that too. Like, it's we kind of covered like most of the season by doing this, and it was a little bit more entertaining, I think. But it was fun to do. It was difficult, but it was fun.
Yeah, exactly. It was worth it.
So yeah, we'll definitely keep doing stuff like this. Not not the awards, but we'll look at we'll recap the season by tackling different topics. Overrated, underrated players. Look at some minor league guys. Some where are they now type things. But we'll figure that out as we keep making episodes. So anything else before we wrap this up here you want to mention?
Basically no. Just make sure you guys keep tuning in. We're gonna have some fun figuring this out, the off-season stuff out along with you guys. So just make sure y'all tune in and listen. I would like to say one thing, because it is breast cancer awareness this month. So just want to make sure, put that out there. My grandma is a breast cancer survivor, and I know that she listens to the show every week. So just keep that in mind. Aside from that, go Rays.
Nice. Yeah, so don't forget to follow us on or at RBLR Sports on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all those social medias. You can like and subscribe our podcast on Spotify, the iHeartRadio app, Apple and Google Podcasts. We're on YouTube, and we're on other major podcast platforms. So we'll try to get maybe some guests, maybe some Rays minor leaguers. We could reach out. We'll do our best on Twitter. I'll maybe spam some guys. We'll see. But thank you all for listening. I'll give Zach the final word here, and we'll sign off.
So like Ben said, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you guys. Y'all have no idea how much fun Ben and I, and even Eureka, you guys can't hear him because he's in the background doing all the producer stuff. His job is way harder than ours.
We make it hard sometimes too with the stuff he has to edit out.
Exactly. So just we appreciate you guys for listening, and we hope you guys come back for more and subscribe to us. Y'all have a great day, and go Rays.
Thank you for tuning into this presentation by RBLR Sports. On your way out of the stadium, please remember to like and subscribe.